The next, what we are going to learn here is environment setting and lighting. Experimenting with the genre based prompt like fantasy, comics, etc. The prompt what we are going to use is a Cavalier Spaniel sitting by fireplace in a cozy cabin during a snowy evening. There is quite a lot of depth there. The first one is sitting by a fireplace. Second is a cozy cabin, so I'm imagining like a woody texture. That is what running in my mind. And during a snowy evening, so I'm expecting it to showcase any sort of window with some snowing element in the outside and things like that. So let's see what it's gonna come out with, and let's run this prompt in both Copilot. Let's go back to the pack to see what we are learning here. So here we are definitely learning an environment setting and lighting and things like that. This prompt is quite short, so I couldn't add much details in it. But even though I retained some essence of, like, sitting by a fireplace, I'm expecting the model to pick up the fire glow or that essence into the picture or on the face of the dog. And I'm expecting details like environment, like a cozy cabin. So I'm expecting elements like a woody texture, things like that. Even though I didn't specify that, I should be specifying that if I'm really looking to see that in the image or in the output during a snowy evening. So I'm definitely expecting some sort of an element to interpret that it's a snowy evening. It could be a window, it could be, I don't know, some shape or form to address that it's a snowy evening. So what we are learning here is the mood via lighting and environment, and lighting sets visual tone and emotions. Let's see the output. All right, so this is something what I had in my mind. Sitting in front of a firelit and some fire glow on the face, that is quite detailed. This is on the back rather than on the face. That is quite clever. Obviously, there's a window element on all the picture depicting that there is a snowy evening outside with some snowfall or like a snowfall on the ground. Second one is finishing up the final touches. It's already looking good. It's done. Definitely, there is a window element to it. I can see that the snowfall depicting really well, showcasing there is a snowfall out there. There is a fireplace, and the glow is being shined not only on the picture, but is that water on the floor? I don't know. Why would there is a water on the floor? Maybe puppy spilled some water on the floor. And definitely I can see that either it's a shiny floor. I don't think so. Definitely not a glass. Maybe it's water. So it is definitely shining over that. So that is quite good. So I can copy that image and add that to the pack. Let's do a little bit of formatting. By the way, you can access this prompt book or the prompt content along with this, and I'm going to add much more further details into the prompt like intermediate, advanced, so you can download all the pack at once from the download folder in my coffee shop. You can probably find the link of where to download in the description of the YouTube, or you could find that definitely in my blog when I upload this video. Let's go and learn the next example. This one is temporal shift and scene time. This prompt is helping us understand the prompting with seasonal or time-based context. So the prompt what we are going to use is depict a Cavalier Spaniel taking a morning nap in a sun-drenched window nook. So we are incorporating elements like morning nap and a sun-drenched window nook. So let's see what output we are going to get. Let's go back to the presentation pack. All right, so what it is trying to teach us is like when you tell this temporal shift or scene time, Copilot or the model in the backend can understand that, like the time of the day. It says that morning means like the sun should be coming in a slanting direction. So we don't have to specify that. Like time of the day is enough for the model to understand that. And the lesson is the temporal setting influences the shadows and the warmth of the picture. Let's see what the output is. Oh, that's so beautiful. Wow. So these are so good. I love the golden hour or the sunshine coming through the window. I love how cozy this place is. Oh my god, so beautiful. Yeah, let's see what the other Copilot have come up with. It is definitely good, but it is quite simple. I like the fact that this incorporated few other elements like books. It looks like someone else's space, but the dog is probably missing or enjoying the spot of the owner. I, for some reason, I love these pictures from the Copilot. The work one, even though this one is quite good, this looks like a painting which is drawn from based on the previous examples we have given. So I'm going to copy the image. But if for some reason I like these elements like by the window, having some pots of plants on a cushion with some books on the side, I can probably tell that. So here I'm moving away from a short prompt to a detailed one. So I'm adding few more elements like include elements like add some books near the dog sleeping on a cushion next to the window, pots of green plants near the window, etc. All right, so compared to the previous one, it added some elements to it. Like this was quite bland. So based on our input, it added its a couple of books, couple of pots next to the window, and it retained the same style of painting format. So I'm not gonna explore further. You get the idea. You learn some things along the way, like adding or modifying or iterating on your existing prompt and things like that. Let's go and add it to our pack. The next one example we are going to learn is abstract and stylized. So here what we are going to learn is eliciting whimsical or surreal outputs using creative modifiers. So the prompt is create an abstract geometric style Cavalier Spaniel inspired by Picasso. Let's copy the prompt. Let's go back to the model and run these. Let's go back to the pack, and what it is trying to teach us is the abstract art format and inspiration, and pushes the model's creative interpretation and boundaries. Here we are pushing the model by telling it to create an abstract, just use your imagination, and we are adding style here, like telling it follow a geometric style, and then adding one more element or a style, incorporating a style by telling use Picasso's format. So the model have to understand quite a lot of things to do this. Let's go back to the output. Wow, this is quite good. So that's a geometric format and in the style of a Picasso color palette. This is quite good. Now if I go back, all right, so the output is done. You can clearly see that this is exactly what I asked. If I need any fine tuning, we can always ask to fine tune it. Again, it's incorporated the elements from the previous image like the pot, the books and stuff like that. So if you don't want the elements to cross over between different images, make sure you open a new chat to do that, even if I specifically saying it is not obeying. So anyway, we are not comparing the model, we are just only learning the prompt. When we do the model comparison and the things to do and tips and tricks, we will talk about that aspect. Let's copy this, go back to our pack, add this into the pack. Let's do a bit of formatting and let's go to the next one. The next example is mood board or visual theme. Here we are exploring advanced prompt stacking with constraints. So the prompt is design a minimalist mood board featuring textures, colors, and sketches inspired by Cavalier Spaniels. So this is teaching us the design thinking and the theming aspect of it. And this is quite useful for product design and branding prompt, things like that. Let's go and copy this prompt and run it in both our Copilot. Here couple of things we are exploring here is one, we clearly told we want a minimalist mood board, not with so much details, and additional features like textures, colors, and sketches. And these are all inspired by the Cavalier Spaniels. So let's see what design we are going to get. All right, so this is quite cool. It followed the same texture color palette. I loved the way that it used the color palette of the Charles Spaniel. Like the white, the brown, and the kind of orangey palette. Let's see what the personal copilot have come up with. This is definitely more elegant and cozy compared to the previous one, and quite minimalistic too, because we emphasize the fact minimalistic. So let's go and copy the image, add it to our pack. And the last example, what we are going to learn in this basic prompting is comparative prompting. So what we are going to learn here is practicing prompt optimization through example. So the prompt what we're going to use is generate side by side images of a Cavalier Spaniel in both oil painting and charcoal sketch styles. So this is going to show the comparison power of a prompt technique. Let's copy the prompt, run it in both Copilot. All right. So another prompting technique is this. This definitely we are going to learn more examples on this comparative techniques in the future sessions, because this is quite a basic one. The next one also will include some of these techniques. I use this model of prompting quite a lot in my studying a particular technology, or trying to understand a certain aspect of something. So this is something which I use a lot. So what it is trying to teach us here is the style and contrast and comparative output. It is good to actually look at the two different pictures to understand the comparison. It goes along with same if you're trying to purchase a solution, if you're trying to buy a phone or whatever, or a car. It's good to use a prompt to look at the pros and cons, and try to spot the differences between two things what you're trying to compare, things like that. In this lesson, it demonstrates the visual variety in execution. Let's go to see what output we have got. All right, so here we have for comparison between an oil painting versus charcoal sketch. Quite good. Serious looking vintage style spaniel. The next one is quite good too, because it already took the oil painting, and the new one it added is the charcoal sketch. So I'm going to copy this image for the comparison, and we're going to add this into our pack. Let's do a bit of formatting. Let's add it to the pack. That is quite good. So I hope the information provided in this helpful. So what I am doing right now is I'm going to create one more part 2 of the prompt engineering with some real life examples. So please do check out the next one as well. So in this, we learned some of the concept through going through the picture creation, or like elements on looking at certain things by looking at things. The next one, we are going to learn a lot of concept by doing certain prompt on real life examples, on getting some output based on text, things like that. So if you are interested, please do check that out. So I will see you on the next one. Take care.